Before we get started, we ready? We're really excited about the blue out. We're going to be wearing Houston blue colors, and the proud tradition of this color in the city of Houston forever. It seems like I had somebody kind of tell me a little bit of the background about it, and so we're proud to represent the city in this manner, and hopefully everybody comes out and wears a bunch of blue on Saturday at 6:05.
Willie, the last 2 weeks here, as you move forward, coming off of Arizona, what would you like to see, out of the guys?
We just got to keep fighting and scratching and clawing, and there's a lot of things we need to improve on. One of my projects over the spring and summer is to do a much better job when we have a bye week. I've done a pretty good job of that most of my career, but not this season, obviously. We came off a bye week a few weeks back after a big win and didn't play very well the next time out. And same thing, this go round. So we've got to do a better job of that. And I've got some ideas, but I'm going to dig into it when the season gets over a little bit. But we just got to play better. We're as I know you guys are sick of listening to me say it. I'm sick of saying it, but we're not going to roll the ball out and just win games. We got to play smart. We got to stay away from. We got to be in the plus turnover takeaway, and we can't have penalties and inopportune stages of the game, or it's going to come back to bite us in the what. So we got to have all 11 guys on the same page. Offensively, defensively, kicking game. And we do those things, we got an opportunity to win. We really do, but we don't. It's going to be tough, and that's what happened to us on Friday night.
What do you think's been holding you back offensively?
Well, we're not doing a very good job in the red zone. We're between the 20s. We've been all right. We were all right between the 20s on Friday night. We had some big plays and got in position to get points and but we get in that red zone area where we talk about 4-point plays all the time. Touchdowns instead of field goals, and we've just done a very poor job with everything, every facet of it, whether it's the run game and we've got to make the call. We got to believe in the call. We got to execute the call. And we had some times Friday night where we just didn't do what we were supposed to do in a critical stage of the game in this critical area of the field.
Before you get into thinking about it in the offseason, do you have any real thoughts about why coming out of the off week it's been a struggle?
I don't know. We've had good off weeks, where we've practiced and done things. We, it's, starting the game, I think is important. We would go down and we score early. Friday night, it might have changed the energy. I don't know. But we haven't started real well. And I think every game that's important, but doubly so when you've been off for 14 days. I think it's important then as well. So, it's it's not something I'm used to, and we got to improve. We got to start off fast. We got to do some things maybe a little bit differently. That you can do in 2 weeks and you can't do in a week. And then you got to also think of what ifs the other team might be doing as well that might be different, than what you've seen from them in the previous games, because they're going to do something different too.
Good afternoon, Fritz. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
So Saturday's game has major implications as you have to beat Baylor in order to remain in contention for bowl eligibility. Has that ever crossed your mind or any of your players or assistant coaches?
I'm sure it has. I don't talk about it much. I just want to play as good as we can against Baylor. That's all I'm worried about. And just like last week, I wanted to play as good as we possibly could against that opponent. I think if you're looking ahead or, looking in the rear view mirror, you're probably not going to have all the success that you want to have. So, this is a really good team that's on a good roll right now. They're playing excellent on offense. They're doing a good job on defense, being opportunistic, really good in the kicking game. It's a really good overall team, and we're going to have to go out and play really well Saturday night. We're going to have to play like we've done, in some ball games this year. We're going to have to do that Saturday.
So the Arizona loss, it was, dejecting, but you did before the bye week. You did win 2 back-to-back against Utah, and you upsetted Kansas State. So how has the atmosphere been overall in the team?
Well, obviously after you have 2 wins against quality opponents, guys are feeling good about everything. But what you need to do is flip the script. After you have an outcome that isn't the outcome that you want to have, and that's what my job was today, is making sure that we put that game behind us and move on to the next game. And and I think I say this all the time, and I do it because it's some guys kind of have to look in the mirror a little bit. I talk about the strong guys help the weak guys. And if you think I'm talking to you about the weak guy, then I'm talking to you. So we need guys to have great attitudes and be great teammates and get ready for the next opponent. It's so important. Your attitude affects so many things. I come out there and I'm all down about last week, or I'm not going to do a very good job coaching, and kids are going to emulate what I'm projecting to them as well. So we want to move on to the next deal.
Willie, Saturday's senior day.
Yeah.
You inherited this group, but in the short time that you've been here, any just thoughts on this group of guys that will end up leaving here?
I think these guys have done an excellent job. It's you got a brand new guy that comes in, and by and large they've just done a fantastic job, and will be missed. They're very loyal to the University of Houston, and it's good for them to get honored in this manner, before the game on Saturday. So, I don't know these guys well. I know them pretty good now, but something that you don't get to know their families as well. You're not involved in the recruiting process. What high school they went to, all those different kind of things. But they've done a really good job of embracing a new regime and a new culture.
Generically speaking, but with recruiting going into the last few weeks here, how do you feel things are going? And is it do you feel like you'll have a pretty good amount on the early signing period?
Yeah, we feel like we will. We're that's going to be on Wednesday, December the 4th. I believe that's right, 3rd, 4th, whatever that Wednesday is. And we've got a good crew. We'll have a few guys in this weekend as well, and we've got a really, really good group, and we just got to do a good job of finishing. It's 4th quarter right now, and you continue to keep doing a super job of letting these guys know how important they are to this university and program.
Latrell McCutcheon's been really, really good on special teams, and especially the last few weeks, a couple of plays that he's made, that play the other night. I know you put such an emphasis on it, but what have you seen from him and his ability
he
to
did an excellent job as a flyer, gunner, some guys call him, on the outside on punt coverage, I talk to these guys all the time about how I think, I don't know if it's the same number now, but at one time it was 11% of rookies start in the NFL. And so 89% of them got to make their hay in the kicking game. And, the guys that I've had, I've had a lot of guys that have played a long time, and they've been involved in the kicking game, and they were involved in college too. It's hard to teach a guy once he gets there to the training camp. Here's how we do punt. Here's how we do kickoff. Here's, unless he's actually gone out there and done it in games. And so that's good that, Latrell is expanding his game and showing other areas that he can excel in.
So Fritz, the Arizona game, you had four turnover on downs. One which was a 4th and 1, and then another that was on Arizona's goal line. Do you often contemplate what could have you done differently on those?
Kick. No. When you get in those situations, it depends on the score, how many series you have left. 7 points is so much bigger than 3. And, the other part, too, is sometimes you get down there and you don't get it, and they got to go 99. With our defense, it's a pretty good situation for us right now. But, as I talked about a little earlier, we got to do a better job in the red zone. We got to do a better job on 4th downs, converting. We got to do a better job on 3rd down. I think we're 2 of 13 or something like that on 3rd down last week, and not very good. That's really poor. So we got to do a better job on 3rd down. We got to do a better job on 4th down, and and we got to turn those turn them into touchdowns instead of field goals or nothing. So that's it's no secret. We got to do a better job in the red zone.
So with the season coming to a close in a couple of weeks, what, in your opinion, will be the biggest? What will be the biggest thing to improve on during the off season?
Well, I hope it doesn't end here in a couple of weeks. We hope we keep going. But there's a lot of things. Number one, we got to do a great job of recruiting. It's very, very important for us because we're going to lose some good players too. We got some guys that are graduating and they're really good football players that we got to replace. There's some different position groups that we got to do a super job of getting some, Big 12 football players in here. I've said it before. I got in here probably a week later than everybody else who took a job, and we had to kind of find some guys, and it was difficult. We didn't have a big high school class that was committed to us, so that won't be the case this year. We're going to have a very, very good high school class, and then we got to find some guys that we can plug in that can play right now, and we'll find that out here when the when the portal opens here December 9th.
Well, you've mentioned the commitment to the high school portion of the recruiting. Do you feel like you're going to need to be transfer portal heavy in the offseason?
I'm sure there's going to be some guys that we're going to have to work with in that area as well. But that's going to occur when the proper time happens. I'll be honest with you. I've had people call me, and this guy, hey, I can't talk to you about this person or that person until it actually happens. I may be the lone wolf doing that. I don't know, but I'm going to follow the rules, and hopefully most people are, but I can't, control that.
One area moving forward that you seem to have good numbers at running back with a bunch of young backs.
Yeah.
Moving forward, well, I guess first of all, the good start that they had on Friday, did something that Arizona did change kind of the approach there where it wasn't as successful in the second half? And second part of that was just with the young running backs sort of moving forward, knowing that you have those guys in that room.
I think a little bit of it was, the score and more time on the clock, those kind of different things, particularly when you get latter part of the third quarter and you're down 27-3, you got to get some points on the board. But yeah, I think we've got some outstanding, young running backs that are, going to have great careers here at the University of Houston.
So Baylor, your opponents, they are a good team coming off. They're on a 4-game winning streak right now. So what is your opinion of this team this season, and how do you plan to limit their influence they have on the game?
Well, they're really doing a great job here in the last few weeks offensively. They got a new offensive coordinator. They had some new pieces they had to put in place with different guys that they got from the transfer portal as well. And they've done a good job of meshing that talent, done an excellent job in that area. Defensively, they're very athletic. I think they're good at all three levels, defensive line, linebacker level. secondary level, and they do an excellent job in the kicking game. As I mentioned before, they got some of the really good coverage units and do a good job with their return game as well. So just a really good overall team, and they're hitting stride right now. We're going to need to play well early. It's going to be important for us.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you.